Hello and welcome back to the Son of the Morning Comics channel, and it is Spidey Sunday now. I did a Spidey Sunday video yesterday, which was Saturday. I guess I've been cooped up in my place too long here that I've forgotten which day it is. They're melting into each other. So this will be Spidey Sunday 2.5. And today we're going to look at the Spectacular Spider-Man number 9 from August of 1977. I love issues that say August and issue number 9 because my birthday is August 9th. I actually collect books that have that on it. Have quite a few of them. Maybe one day I'll do a video showing all of my birthday books. So this issue is called Like a Tiger in the Night. It's about the White Tiger. Now, around this time, the White Tiger had sort of been popping up in all sorts of other Marvel Comics series, and it's hard to say if he's a villain or an anti-hero, that sort of thing, but we'll have to see what he does in this issue here. So it's the spring session at Spidey's University, and the school's president is saying here that he's made his decision that night school will be shut down because no student revolution is going to change his mind. And Spidey comments that if he'd known this, then he wouldn't have, he would have stayed awake in Chemistry 3. And so here you can see the protest. You can see Peter Parker undressing as Spider-Man because he's going to join this protest. And so, they're saying here, without an education, we're second-class citizens. One of the spokesmen speaks up and says, the students are right. Your decision is not only inflammatory, but racist, affecting black and Hispanic students the most. And that's not a good thing. And so then in the next panel, they're saying here there are other ways of getting money for ESU than closing the school, and they know it. Go and ask them. About the multi-million-dollar bid for the Erskine manuscripts in the ESU library, a bid that's rejected. Now, what the Erskine manuscripts are is basically the details, the outline of the super serum program for Captain America. And so, none of this is too terribly important. This guy will become important. As we'll find out shortly. Yeah, it's not great. Not a great situation. Here there's a conversation between him and Peter Parker, and he's saying, yeah, it's kind of tough. Where do you go from here? And he says, only one place to go. Back to the South Bronx, the University of the Streets. Get a good school in there. If you're into learning about dope numbers, rats, and poverty, hey hombre, I don't mean to come down on you. It's our problem. And then he says, and I'll prefer and the prof will help our people deal with it, but you're white, amigo. This just doesn't affect you at all. And Peter Parker's response is, I've got to think about that, amigo. So we flip a couple pages of ads, and here we have the president. I guess they tried to make the president as much like J. Jonah Jameson as possible. But it is what it is. So here we see a shadow in the dark. Sometime later, a lone figure ponders an uncertain future. He says, my people, street people, everything we wow. In the 60s, is being taken back. It's all the same fight all over. We need a symbol, something to rally around, one of our own to give us pride. And who? How about El Tigre Blanco, the White Tiger? Hero or menace, they say. Like I said, we don't know if he's an anti-hero or what. So here Peter's walking back home while still on campus, I suppose. And, you know, he mentions that Dr. Erskine's theories were brilliant and that his memoirs are the reason future scientists such as himself had come to the school. He was also the one who invented the supersoldier serum. And so, you know, Peter's not impressed, but then he kind of sees something, you know, strange going on here. He sees that there's these look like they're mercenaries, and what they're doing is going to get the Erskine manuscript. Now this guy here, he's not pleased about this, and you know, he's gonna do something about it. So as he's thinking to himself, they went in after that Anglo I met at the rally. I should let him destroy him. Who am I kidding? I stopped being just Hector Ayala when I put on these amulets. I became something more, the White Tiger, and the moment of rebirth is now. Lots of ads in this one. So, you know, Peter goes in there and into the room, and he sees the White Tiger, who's already taken out a security guard, stealing the Erskine manuscripts. He wants to know what he's doing. He says, it's pretty obvious what I'm doing. Don't try to stop me. You can, this is what'll happen to you if you do. But Peter, being Peter, even not wearing the spider suit, goes right after him. He wants to fight him, but the White Tiger is taking him pretty good. Peter thinks to himself, not used to jumping around in shoes. Off balance, I slipped on the marble floor. And from the way I've landed on my funny bone, I'm gonna be laughing my way all the way to the hospital. Can always count on Peter Parker to crack a wise joke even in a bad situation. So ultimately the White Tiger kicks a giant bookcase over onto Peter and crushes him. And you like how he says he caught it on the elbow again. And the White Tiger escapes, and Peter's in some trouble. On his way out of the building with the Erskine manuscripts, the White Tiger takes out a cop or a guard or something. Then when these mercenary types get to the room, they realize that, yeah, they can't pull off their heist after all, because the thing that they need is gone. And you know, in the darkened corridor, the White Tiger comes in, of course, just kicks the hell out of all of these guys. Then we're back to Peter over here. Nobody's around, so he can use his super spider strength to lift the 1-ton bookcase off of him. And he thinks to himself, luckily the tiger hasn't gotten too far. And he thinks, well, he may have started this, but I'm gonna finish it. And he's gonna finish it as Peter Parker without pulling any punches, which is really interesting. Like, in times like this, generally speaking, Peter Parker disappears and Spider-Man emerges. But he feels he owes him, he goes after him, takes a swift backhand, and then goes flying. You know, not good for Peter. And then the fighting suddenly stops as it began. The tiger stares at the fallen Pete in what can only be construed as shock. And, you can see these guys, the mercenary types, are getting away. So, we have another guard come in. That's probably not going to work out well for him. But at the end of the day, the tiger decides it's time for him to take his leave, and he hops out of the building and out into the darkness. And, here we have the president of the university, and, they're asking Peter if he's alright. He's just saying he feels like jelly. So, later in that night, Peter's thinking to himself, or Spidey's thinking to himself, the tiger had dropped from sight since that Globe story a few months back, until tonight, that is. But maybe I can get a line on where to begin looking for him. So he starts going through the files there, and he does find the White Tiger file, which shows him beating the hell out of the Prowler. So the Prowler's a villain, so that's a good thing. And here it says, but who? Title on the photo says Jack of Hearts. Didn't I hear something about him fighting the Hulk just a few days ago? So, he's fighting good guys, he's fighting bad guys, that sort of thing. And then in the next one here it says, and here's the tiger and Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. Hey, whose side is this tiger on? Because he's clearly battling alongside Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. And then the big clue that he's gonna get is that there's this detective that has been, colluding with the White Tiger. So we really don't know at this point if the White Tiger is a good guy or a bad guy. It's kind of hard to tell. Wow, there's lots of ads. Whoa! In this one. Yeah. So, the cop's name is Alexander Bird, goes by Blackbird, so Spidey goes to find him, shoots his Spidey spotlight on him, tells him that he wants information, and he tells Spidey to dial 411, bro, or try the public library. I like that. And he says, but, keep your webbed hands off of me. This here's Harlem. Do-gooder, keep acting like that, keep acting you're acting, and you'll be food for the fish, for what you want, for what you want, hit you. And you'll be food for the fish, for what you hit you. What hit you. Sorry, I'm obviously can't read. And Spidey replies, maybe, look, maybe I did come on too strong, but if you don't tell me what I need to know. And then he says, you may be reading the White Tiger's obituary tomorrow in the Daily Bugle. So this gets his attention. Blackbird hails a cab, they hop in the cab, starts telling them about these four warriors here, and that they were, I'll just read it. He says, 'cause I got a story I'll tell you that starts with 3 sons and 1 daughter of the tiger. Bob Diamond, Abe Brown, Lynn's son, Lotus Shinchuko. And Spidey says, sure, they fought with me against the Sandman and the Enforcers. And so basically here we find out that after the Tiger Sons had themselves a fight over a lady, the Kung Fuers split up. And this is when, this guy here finds the amulet, the source of the power. And he's where they were found by a young Hispanic. So they abandoned their amulets where they were found by Hector Ayala. He puts all these amulets on as a necklace, starts tingling, turns into the White Tiger, and yeah. And now he says, I'm the White Tiger and I ain't never gonna be the same again. And we get even more ads. Wow. Okay, so now we get the scene here where we have, he's got the amulets. He's going out and kicking some butt. Show him again here, beating up the Prowler. That's a good thing. Beating up Jack of Hearts. That's also a good thing. And teaming up with Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. That can be only considered a good thing, especially considering they thwarted Fu Manchu. But the real kicker came when the Tiger found out his own brother Filippo was the corporation's leader. And, you know, he says, I don't want to let anyone stop me. Family's not going to get in the way. Spider-Man says, I have a hunch it wasn't a happy ending. And he says, Bird says, yeah, he died. It was pretty bad. So here you have a situation where you have those other three that used to have the amulets. One of them has been kidnapped and they're gonna go. Looks like the White Tiger's got himself a girl there. One of those that have fought at Spider-Man's side. And so back in the cab here, Bird's telling Spider-Man that Hector decided to try night school, see if he could make something of himself. Only I hear they're about to take that away. That's gonna hurt him bad. You know, there's no telling what he might do to hang on to it. And you know, not a good scene, but like, Spider-Man gets the info that he needs. His spider I don't know what is wrong with me. His spider senses are tingling, and he jumps into the shadows as the campus police are coming by. We got more mad ads and a one-page Iron Man story. So, before the whole campus is blown wide open, so now we have this guy here. He's got the professor's got the thing, the diaries, the manuscript. So this professor comes into his office and he finds this manuscript there, and he doesn't know what it means. And the White Tiger comes from behind a curtain and he says, it means, Professor, that Los Manuscritos de Erskine, which were stolen earlier this night, are in your hands. Possession of this book puts he who holds it in a bargaining position of great power, which can be used or abused. No. And he says, what do you want of me? And he just says he wants answers. And he wants them now. And, you know, he's choking him. That's really not the best way to get answers out of people, because they can't really talk when they're being choked. And you hear a voice from the background say, you heard the man, White Eyes, let go. Who? And then he turns around and sees it's Spider-Man. He says, I was ready to excuse your theft of the Erskine papers as a misguided attempt, and your cause, to aid your cause, assault another thing is... but assault is another thing. And so the White Tiger's not happy about it, but Spider-Man says, you got it, Tiger. Spider-Man, an attempted murder makes me very mad. And so this is the way that this issue completes. The next issue is the showdown between the White Tiger and Spider-Man. So, thank you for joining me here on the... Whoa! Not good. What a video this has been. Thank you for joining me for this Spidey Sunday 2.5. I apologize for being a moron and having Spidey Sunday come out on Saturday, but Spidey 2.5 Spidey Sunday is here, and you know, perhaps next week we'll look over issue number 10 and see the conclusion of this story. So if you liked this ridiculous video with me fumbling over my words, not being able to talk, screwing up my schedule, releasing a video a day early and having to do another one, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave some comments if you'd like, hit that notification bell to be notified when new videos come out, and you can visit me at sonofthemorning7 over on Twitter. Until next time.